Hey, everybody. Hello. You all survived. Spring forward. My gosh, it's crazy. We're all exhausted. I'm so excited that everyone is here today. And today we're talking about how your sensory needs impact chronic stress and why understanding them can actually help you manage your energy, avoid burnout, which we all could use, and feel more regulated in the classroom. So teaching is exhausting, especially this time of year. It's a whole another level. Everybody wants to just go outside and play because it's so beautiful out. So everyone is dysregulated. And especially today when everybody's just tired. I remember some days I would come home and I'd have to shut all my blinds, have just sit in silence for 15 minutes, no lights, no sounds, no interruptions. And I didn't fully understand why I needed that reset until I started learning about sensory regulation. So if you've ever felt completely drained after a school day, more than just like tired, but like your body and brain physically can't handle one more sound, light, movement, somebody talking to you, this live is for you. And if that's you, just know you are not alone. Before we dive in, if you're here live, say hi and tell me where you're tuning in from in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, drop a hi emoji and let me know where you are watching the replay from. Oh, also a quick heads up, if today's topic resonates with you and you want to go deeper on how sensory needs impact stress, how to assess sensory needs for yourself and your students, and strategies you can implement immediately in your classroom, I've got a live workshop next Wednesday, March 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. Just comment workshop below or go to the link in my bio under the workshop series, or I'm sorry, go to the link in my bio for my website. And once you get to my website, there is a workshop series tab and you can sign up there. Okay, let's jump in. So, what are sensory needs and why do they matter? We all have a sensory system. It takes in information from our environment, what we see, hear, touch, taste, smell, but also things like movement and our body position. Our brain constantly filters through that information to help us focus and stay calm and feel safe. But here's the problem. When our sensory system gets overloaded, it leads to stress, irritability, exhaustion, and even burnout. And we don't always recognize it as a sensory issue. Sometimes we just feel like we're off or completely over it, or just need to like sit in peace. Nobody talk to me and turn down the lights. So let's put this in the context of being teachers. If you've ever felt like the fluorescent lights in your classroom are draining you, or you get to the end of the day and you feel like every little noise is making you jump or snap, or maybe you're one of those teachers who needs to move constantly while you teach and fidget. That's your sensory system communicating with you. When we learn to assess what we need sensory wise, we can work with our sensory system, not against it. And that can actually reduce chronic stress and fatigue, which is going to do a lot of really great things like improve your resiliency to stress and improve your mood. And this isn't just about you. When we start recognizing sensory dysregulation in ourselves, it makes it easier to recognize it in our students. We can make small shifts that help everyone feel calmer in the classroom, more focused, more engaged in learning. Okay, so we know our sensory system impacts our stress levels, but how does that actually work? So here's the short version. When your sensory system is happy, your nervous system is balanced and you feel alert but calm. When your sensory system is overwhelmed, your nervous system gets stuck in fight, flight, or freeze mode, making it harder to focus, process information, or stay emotionally regulated. That's why some days, by the time you get home, your brain feels absolutely fried. You've spent all day filtering too much sensory input. And if you're someone who already experiences chronic stress, ADHD, or anxiety, your sensory system is even more sensitive. This is why sensory strategies are not just for kids, they're for adults and teachers too. So, we're going to do a quick check in. I want you to think about your school day and ask yourself, what sensory inputs seem to drain me the most? Maybe it's bright lights, loud noises, students talking, constant movement, too many people talking at once. What sensory inputs drain you the most? Now think about what sensory inputs help you reset. Dim lighting, deep pressure like a weighted blanket, moving, stretching, sitting in silence, maybe watching a satisfying video on YouTube. And now think about, when do you feel the most dysregulated during the day? Is it morning, midday, right before dismissal? Drop a comment if any of these resonate with you. Let's hear your feedback. So the good news, once you understand what your sensory system needs, you can actually build intentional resets into your day. And not just for you, but also for your students. So you don't have to wait until you get home to recover. So now that we've identified some of our own sensory needs, we're going to talk about what we can do about it, because small changes can make a huge difference. Here are 3 universal sensory strategies that help both teachers and students. Fluorescent light covers or visual resets. If bright lights are draining, especially fluorescent lighting, you can use light filters, you can use soft lamps, or even scheduled visual breaks. Closing your eyes and just kind of like pressing in with your palms. Some people suggest that you rub your hands to make them nice and warm, and then just press in for 10 seconds and do this a few times. And that will provide your visual sensory system a little reset. And the fluorescent light covers will just stop draining your sensory system, because fluorescent lights are absolutely horrible. Stretching and movement routines. Even 30 seconds of slow stretching can reset your nervous system and prevent stress from building up. This works wonders for adults and kids. I suggest doing I suggest doing more than 30 seconds, but if 30 seconds is all that you can get in, I suggest around 2 minutes of a stretch break. If you're trying to keep it nice and soothing, you're going to have slower movements, longer stretches, holding, and almost like yoga, where it's just a repetitive kind of sequence of movements. Classroom sound. Some students and teachers need background noise, others need silence. So you can find a middle ground with low instrumental music. Kids love lo-fi. Use noise canceling headphones. Create designated quiet zones. Put up sound deadening panels. This is going to help so much. Or you could use anything that's thick fabric, foam, rugs, carpets. anything that is going to create an absorption of sound. That is going to help a lot if you're irritated by constant talking, if loud noises startle you, or if you just need like silence at the end of the day. So these strategies, they benefit everyone, but are absolute game changers for neurodivergent students and teachers. If you want more customized strategies that fit your specific needs, we'll be breaking it all down in the workshop, and you'll even create your own like sensory diet. So if you want to sign up for the workshop, if today's conversation hit home and you're thinking, okay, I need more of this for myself and my students, then you need to be at the Meet the Needs workshop series, The Power of Sensory, Wednesday, March 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. We're diving deeper into how to assess your sensory needs and stress responses, how to recognize and support student sensory needs, and more strategies that actually work in a classroom setting. To sign up, you can comment workshop below or in the chat, or head to my website. My website link is in my bio. Click it, go to my website, workshop series tab will be right on the top menu, and you can sign up for March 19th. Your sensory needs matter. Your students' sensory needs matter. When we start working with our bodies instead of against them, we can actually show up as the best version of ourselves in the classroom, and we allow our students to show up as the best versions of themselves. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I'll see a lot of you at the workshop, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week.